So far, when we wanted to revert a change, this was done in an automatic manner. Nevertheless, it will not always be like this. In some occasions, Git is not going to be able to decide what to do with our code, and it will need our help. To this situation in which Git cannot decide how our code is going to look like, we call a merge conflict. This is something that we're going to see later again when we talk about branches. Nevertheless, when we want to reverse changes, a merge conflict may appear. Let's see an example. Let's open our test file, and let's say that we have a new line that says new line commit 1. Alright, save. Let's come back here and let's commit this. So git commit -am. I'll just say commit 1. Enter. Alright. Now let's come back here. Commit 2. Save. Come back here. Commit 2. Alright. Now one more time. Commit 3. And let's come back here. Commit 3. Okay, so what have we done? We have made 3 modifications to the same file, to the same line. Let's say that I want to revert, but not the latest commit, but the previous one. So I want to undo these changes. So what I can do is to say git revert head -1. Oh, and what is this? We have here that it says that we are in a merge conflict. What is that? The thing is that if we come back here to the test file, we're going to see that we have 2 possibilities. We have the commit 1, which is the parent of the previous commit, so which is how it was in this commit 1, or we have how it is now in the head, which says commit 3, and Git cannot automatically decide how our file should look like. Should it say commit 3? Should it say commit 1? Whatever you do, you are going to lose changes. Either you lose this or you lose this. Therefore, Git needs our help to decide what is the correct way of handling this conflict. And as you can see here, this is a special state in our repository that says master reverting. This means that we are trying to resolve a conflict here, and we need to solve this before moving on. Now we have some instructions here. Like if I want to, I can abort this. Maybe I don't want to deal with this now, so I can just abort this. Or maybe I want to go ahead. If I want to go ahead, then I have to come here and I have to decide what I want to do. Do I want to keep this line? Do I want to keep this line? Do I want to delete them both? Do I want to combine them? That is something that we must decide. I can do this by hand. I can, for example, delete this. And by the way, this means that this is how it was in head. So this is the latest commit, and this is how it was before I applied the commit that I wanted to revert. So the parent of commit 2. Alright, so for example, I can do this. Let's say that I want to leave this. So let me delete all of this. And that's it. With this, I have solved the conflict. Or for example, I could say delete this, and this also solves the conflict. Or for example, I can also do, let me put this like this, I can also do this and say, okay, I have solved the conflict. I want to have both lines. Or I can combine them. I can say, and this is fine. This is something that only you can decide, of course. Let me put this back as it was, because something that I want to show you is that I can come here. Actually, I wanted to come here because I want to open this using Visual Studio Code. So I can right click here and open this with code, or I can do that from the console using code dot. But the idea is to open this using Visual Studio Code because Visual Studio Code by default has Git integration. And for example, as you can see here, it says that there is a conflict here, so I can open it. And as you can see, it says that we have several choices on how to deal with this conflict. For example, this is the current change. Do I want to keep it? If I do, then I can click on here, and as you can see, automatically, it only leaves this message. Otherwise, I can say accept incoming change, which is this change that we have here. So accept this, and we get the incoming change. Or I can accept them both and have them both here. Whatever I do, I can do it simply using these buttons. And this is great, and this is something that I mentioned before, is that there are toolings that makes our life easier when working with Git. For example, Visual Studio Code is such a tool. Now, let's say that I want the incoming change. All right. So let me put this like this, save. Now let's come here let's say git add dot git revert
Continue.
enter. And this will open this new commit that will be added to the history. I can close this because I don't need to change anything from here. And as you can see, we have a new commit that reverses the commit to. And as you can see, we are not anymore in reverting mode, and therefore we have solved the conflict. Conflicts are normal when using Git, so it is something that we must learn how to deal with.